Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. We are excited to present the final version of our project, Campus Collaborate. Campus Collaborate is a web application that allows students to collaborate on academic projects. We have Yashwant, Isha, Muhammad Salim, and myself, Muhammad Shams Sabres, working on this project. Campus Collaborate is a solution to the challenge of students struggling to find partners to work with on their academic projects. Our application provides a platform that allows students to easily search for other students with the necessary skills to collaborate on their projects. It also enables students to list their skills and experiences and find team to work with. The main objectives or the aim of the project is to there are multiple aims and objectives. All of them are centered around facilitating collaboration among students on academic projects. The objectives include providing a convenient platform for students to collaborate on projects, enabling students to find other team members with required skills, giving students an opportunity to showcase their skills and find projects aligned with their interest, enhancing student learning through collaborative work, and promoting development of valuable skills such as teamwork, communication, and project management. This project will help students to gain valuable experience that will benefit them in the future academic and professional career. To develop this web application, we have used modern web development technologies such as HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the React.js framework. Isha and Yashwant worked on the front end part, and the backend is for the backend we have used Java Spring Boot, which Muhammad Salim have worked, and the database is Postgres SQL, which we have developed together. We designed the application to be user-friendly with a clean and intuitive interface that allows students to easily search for other students for their project and list their skills. The user registration system allows students to create profile and list their skills. It also enables them to search other students based on their skills, first name, last name, email ID, and the project requirements. The communication between the students can be done through email or phone number provided by them. We also added feature that allows students to display their previous academic projects and experiences. One of the technical challenges we encountered during the development of our project was ensuring the security of the application, as the application handles sensitive information such as user profile and project details. We implemented strong security measures to protect against potential threats such as data breaches, unauthorized access, and injection attacks. This includes implementing secure authentication and authorization mechanisms, enforcing secure and coding practices, and regularly testing the application for vulnerabilities. Before I walk you through the backend of the Campus Collaborate system, I would like to show the tools that we have used for developing this application that has helped us for developing the application. So we have multiple tools we have used. For example, we have used IntelliJ IDE to develop the backend. We have used Visual Studio Code to develop the front end using the React.js framework. We have used Postman tool to test our APIs, and we have used DBEaver, a database tool that allows you to look for database, to create the tables, to edit the tables, edit the data, everything. And we have used a Docker for containerization or packaging of our tools. As you can see here, we are able to containerize our front end, back end, and our database. So Yashwant will be speaking more about Dockerization and how we have implemented in detail. We have used Zoom for our communication purposes, and we have used GitHub repository for collaboration, project management, version control, and for all the other uses. As you can see, we have about 111 commits, which are done over the period of time at different times. We have the list of contributors. There's a list of there's the details about the languages and the technologies we have used. We have also mentioned how we can set up how you can set up the project in your own application. It's quite easy. You just need to download the zip file and follow the steps given here. So if you're interested, you can try out these as well. Now we can talk about the backend. The backend is designed using layered architecture with the following layers. We have the controller layer. This layer is responsible for handling HTTP requests from the front end. It receives requests, processes them, and returns the response. So as you can see, this is the URL, request mapping URL, and this is the specific URL that will help the front end to request data to interact with the server. The second layer we have is service layer. Service layer. This layer contains the business logic of the system. It performs operations such as data validation, data processing, and database interaction. The next layer we have is repository layer. This layer is responsible for interactions with the database. It uses Spring Data. Let me bring it. Yeah, it uses Spring Data JPA to simplify database interactions. As you can see, the database is already connected. Here we have given the database details, such as what type of database we are using, on which IP address and port numbers it's being hosted, what is our database name, the username, the password, all the details that are required. Before going to the JWT token, I would like to discuss about the database system that we have designed. So this is the tool we are using, DBEver, to see the database, to interact with the database. These are the tables we have here, but I think you can bring up your diagram. Yes. So we have multiple tables here as shown: users, projects, work experience, summary, skills, education history. Education table is for the education history, for the team members, and for the network that we allow users to have on the Campus Collaborate project. As you can see, we have some of the data here as well. We have few users created, a few projects created already, and there's a list of skills that are associated with particular users. As you can see, all these skills are associated with the user one, and so on. Now let's go back to the security aspect. So JWT token, we have implemented a JWT token when the user, let me minimize this first. Yeah. So we have used JWT authentication. When a user signs up or logins, a JWT token is generated and returned to the front end. This token is then included in subsequent requests to the backend and used to authenticate and authorize the user. The token contains information such as user's ID and role and is validated using a secret key that is known only to the backend. Through this, we can ensure the safety of our application. Let me show you how it works. For example, let me bring up a API over here. For example, we have an API over here, which is used to fetch the profile information of the user by passing his email ID. So when I try to fetch the information, it says 403 forbidden, which means you are not allowed to, even though the request is valid, but you are not authorized to use it. So now I can go back to the authentication and I can give the email ID, the password, and then I can request for the new token. Once the token is generated and sent to the front end from the back end, can go back to the profile for the previous API. You can paste the token here and send it, and then you can fetch the data. As you can see, it says authorization is here. You need to select bearer token and you will find all the information of the user. So that's how a JWT token is used. Now the user doesn't have to send all the email ID and password in each of his requests, because sending email ID and password every time can be dangerous. It may lead to the security breaches. So it is safer to use JWT token instead of the user and password in each and every request. So for example, if I come here and try to do this, it won't work because this is the expired token. This is a valid token, but it's an expired one. The information that is listed in a JWT token, you can actually see what information a bearer token or JWT token carries. For example, here I can just paste the token that I have generated here, like 4Z0, 4Z0. Then it gives me the information like the algorithm which we have used, like HS256. It gives the subject like the st-muhammad@wiu.edu. There's the same email ID that I have used. It gives IAT, which means issued at what time this was issued. You can see the timing over here, 4th May, 10:59, 42 seconds. Then it also gives the expiration date. It says May 4th, 23:29. That means this token has a life expectancy of 30 minutes. This is the verifiable signature. So this will be also sent along with this. But to make it work, we need a secret key that will be known only to the backend. And without the secret key, this doesn't work as it is expected to be. The time says, like, for example, in the expiry time, we have set it as 30 seconds, but you can actually expand the secret. I mean, you can actually expand the time here. So if I do it like 60, it means that it will be expiring after 1 minute. If I do 15, it's like 15 minutes. So here we have the here's how we can set the time for the expiry. Also, we can see the secret code, secret key over here. This is required for you to actually crack the token. So I think this is all about JWT token and the security of our application. Apart from that, we have multiple APIs implemented. The reason we have used we have done through APIs is that APIs will be any application can communicate with this application and interact with this application, provided they have the authorization to do it, and also if you give them the access to do it. We have multiple APIs here. There are a lot of APIs we use for the request mapping. We have used API v1/users to tackle the cross-origin issues. We have used annotation over here, get mapping all to this path variable. We can get the users. Actually, I can show you all the APIs that we have listed over here. So we have multiple APIs listed here. So that's all. Like even here, or like for example, this is the control layer, okay, and then this passes through service layer, and then we use a user repository to actually fetch the data from the database through JPA repository. So that's how it works So I think that should be all from my end regarding the backend, regarding the database and security, and that's all. And I would like to pass on the screen to Isha, and Isha can continue from here. Thank you.
Okay, so when you first visit the Campus Collaborator homepage, you'll have the option to either sign in or create a new account. And then if you're a new user, you'll want to click here so that you can sign up for an account. So let me just make an account for a fake student. Actually, let me. So you'll just fill out your basic biographical information here, and then your email.
It's already there.
Yeah, I wanted to show that. It gives an error if it's already there.
Last name also.
Yeah, that too. So like you can see, I left the last name empty here. So now if I try to sign up, it won't let me continue until I fill it out. So let me do that. And then now everything is filled. But if I try to sign up, it still won't work because this account is already associated with a different account. Or sorry, this email is already associated with a different account. So now let me actually use a unique email. And now when I click sign up, it should go through. There we go. So once your account has been created, it'll take you directly to your feed, and you can also access it using this link here. And the feed will just show you all the projects that are currently on the site that are available for you to join. And then if you eventually decide to add your own projects, they'll also show up here. And at the bottom, you'll get a list of users who are on the site right now. And these cards will just give you a very brief overview of what their background is in case you want to figure out if they would make good collaborators for any projects. If you want to see more details about them, you can click on view profile here, and that'll take you to their profile. So here we can just kind of see what their skills are, what their educational background is, what their work experience is. And this is just so, like I said, can know if they would make good collaborators for you. You can also see your own profile by either going on feed and then clicking on the view profile under your own name, or you can click up here on profile. And you can see that the layout is the same as other users' profile, but now you also have the option to edit. So these two sections were just filled based on what we filled out in when we were creating the account. But if you decide that something's changed or if you made an error, you can click on the edit button. And let's say I accidentally wrote master's when I meant to say bachelor's, I can change that here, click save, and then it'll get updated. Same with the contact information. You're allowed to change your phone number, but not your email, since that is associated with your account, and each account has to have like a unique email, so you can't change it after the fact. You can also add your skill sets in the same way. So let me add, let's say Java. And then if I make a mistake, like let's say I just wrote C++, I meant to write C++, I can just delete that from here and then add the correct skill. Then you can also add your educational history. So let me say Western. And once you add, it'll show up on your history. If you add more than one institution, let's a fake, okay, universe. It will automatically sort them based on your start year, so the earlier education fields will show up at the top. Work field works the same, work experience works the same way. I'm just making up a fake job. Oops. And then if you made a mistake, like here, for example, I didn't really provide many details, I can always go back and edit anything. So let's see. This is a poor description, but for an example, you can change that. And then when you click save, it'll get updated here. You're also allowed to delete items. So I can click here, for example, and then delete. It'll prompt me, are you sure? If I click cancel, then nothing will change. But if I confirm, then that field will be deleted off of my history. From there, we can look at the users page. So here you get the same thing as the feed, except you get a little bit more details about each user. You can also see their skills. Like these are the ones that we just added. And for now, there's only 8 users on the site, but say you have like hundreds of or thousands of users, then you need some kind of search feature. So one way you can search is through first name. So if I say this and then search by first name, just that person will show up. I can search by last name, and then I'll show up, and then we can also search by email, which I think this is the one we just created. Yeah, there you go. And then when you're done using the site, you can just sign out. Okay, I think that's everything. Yash wants to take over the projects.
Oh, thanks, Isha. That was a great presentation.
Thanks.
Shams, can you give me those?
Sorry?
Can you please accept my request?
Oh, sorry, you need access.
Yes.
I'm not getting any request from you. Let me give you.
Sorry.
Okay.
I think you got it.
Yeah, now you have access.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Today I'm going to walk you through the things which I have implemented in this project. So right now I'll be showing you how we implemented Docker. So coming to the Docker, Docker is nothing but a tool that allows us to run software in special kind of virtual environment called containerization. Containers are is just like a lightweight virtual machines that let you run software without having to worry about things like compatibility with our computer operating system or other softwares that has it already installed. Using Docker, we can create containers that have all the softwares and settings that our application needs to run. This makes it easy to move our application between different computers or servers because we don't need to worry about setting up the environment each time we install it. So we have set up the Docker for front end, back end, and for the database. So for front end, we can see we have created with an web, and for back end Java, and for the database PostgreSDB. All these are we have three containers. So for each container, we have written some separate files. Let me take it. So this is a React file, React Docker file where we'll be installing first we'll be installing the Node latest version, and then we'll be giving the work directory, and we'll just copy the packages, and after copying the package we install the Node application. Then we'll copy all the front end code into container, and after that when we run the Docker Compose file, it will take care of everything. It will build and it will expose the ports that which we wanted to do. And next, coming to GitHub, we have set up a GitHub for this project for version control. And coming to the front end, I have implemented the project screen and navbar in the front end. So we can see the navigator. So in the navigator screen, we will be having all the links to the all the pages for each project users and every other things. So when we click on the project screen, it will be navigating us to project screen. So here in the project screen, we have multiple options to select: view all projects, view my projects, and add projects. So whenever the project screen pops up, uh, where we can initial focus, we'll be seeing all the projects select in total, all the projects which run the server. So these are all the projects currently for all the users. So if you want to go through my current users projects, if you click on the view my project, we'll be having current users. So right now we don't have any project assigned to the current user. So I'll be creating a new project. Yeah, so in the add project, when we click on the add project, the model form will be open. So in the model form, we'll be having all the attributes: project name, project description, location, job description, project role, and deadline. So the current user can be able to add a project with all these fields. So when they click on the add project, uh, the project will be assigned, the project will be added to the current user. If you can see here, the we have multiple options with the for the project, so the user can be able to edit and delete. User can be able to edit and delete the project. But when it comes to the view all projects, so they cannot be able to do any. They don't have any options like edit or delete because all of them doesn't belong to the current user. So if you want to edit something related to this, so if we just change something, when we click on the project update project, it will be getting updated. Yeah, so here you can see that the project got updated, and we do have delete option. So when we click on the delete, it will be deleting.
Thank you very much, Joshua, for that really nice presentation. You've covered a lot. Thanks a lot for that, everyone. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Isha, and thanks, Drums, for your contributions and your help. We wouldn't have done this project without everyone's help. As for, I'll just walk you to some of the contributions that I've worked on and helped the team with, of course. So I've created some REST APIs that are related to skills and education, add, delete, and the work, add, delete, update. So as we can see right here, what happens in the skill REST API over here. This one adds this skill to this user. This is the implementation for add skills. As for the delete, it deletes the skill which with the ID number 11 from the user shamsai@wiu.edu. It was the same way that we we use the same way to implement education for add, delete, and update, as we can see right here. And we've also did a similar implementation for work to add, delete, and update. If we want to look at education for an example, So right now over here we have the institute name, an example university. If we want to add, a user wants to add that he's from MIT University or Harvard University, and the start year was 2010 and the end year is 2014. And the degrees in the degrees of bachelor's of science and then department is computer science. So all of this information will be added to the user Shams I at wiu.edu. The same would go for delete, where we would delete the education with ID number 6 from the user called Shams I at wiu.edu. It's more or less the same implementation for the work, add, delete, update, add or delete or update. Shams, you can pause right now. Like I'll just go on through this part. I'll just read it bit by bit. Okay, just 1 second.
Mohammed,
Yes.
whenever you want to pause, you can pause, and I can I can edit the video.
Yep, you'll just remove it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
don't say anything. Okay, just pause, take your time. Okay, and then you can start back. Okay, let me just bring up this final one. Okay, now you can start. I'm giving you the control.
Do I need to walk through it, or I can just keep it like this? I'll just keep it like this. Okay. Okay, so just to sum up everything, the Campus Collaborate project, we're expecting it to like have several positive outcomes when it's launched, if we're successful in launching it, hopefully. We intend it to lead to improve the collaboration among the students and between anyone who wants to use it. For now, our first version, we're targeting students. It can be used afterwards in companies. For an example, some companies that have different teams in different areas.
Mohammed.
Okay.
We already have LinkedIn. We don't want to do it for the companies. We want
internal
companies.
Internal companies.
No need for internal companies. This is just for the students, and this is specifically for Campus Collaborate. So it says campus, which means university for students. Okay. Now just stick to the script. Okay. I'm pausing myself. Start after 5 seconds.
Okay. So to conclude,
sorry that I interrupted and I'm saying you all this. Okay.
No, it's okay.
Because that is, see, when I started, I set some objectives. Okay. So those are the objectives of this project. So we should be aligning our outcomes with the same. That's the idea. Okay.
I agree. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, brother. 5 seconds.
Yep. So to sum up and conclude, the Campus Collaborate project is expected to have several positive outcomes. We're expecting it to lead to an improved collaboration between students in different academic projects or research projects that they have in their courses. We also expect it to create more opportunities for students to develop valuable skills, as students with different skills can collaborate with one another and try to teach each other and teach one another new skills. We also predict that Campus Collaborate will increase efficiency in project completion. This is by enabling students to search for and find team members with the required skills that they need, because every student will have the ability to know the skill set that all of his other colleagues in the course have, and therefore can target the specific student that he wants on his team or her team. We also expect it to increase engagement among students, because all the students will have access to each other's profiles to see the different skills that they have, and therefore this will increase communication between them and it will make it easier to engage between one another. To end up and to summarize, we're hopeful, and we think that Campus Collaborate project will have a positive impact on the student success and achievement. And as students will have access to the platform that helps them work together more efficiently and develop important skills, we're hopeful, and we're looking forward that this will benefit them in their future academic and personal careers and endeavors. That known, thank you very much for listening and giving us all this time. And we hope that this project will be useful to different communities and will be put to good use. Thanks a lot.